As a mom, I remember thinking, there is no way my autistic child is going to sit through a dental appointment. And I'm a dentist. And now I see the same moment play out in practice over and over again. Parents of autistic kids bringing their child in for a dental appointment, fearing the words, "Your child needs dental treatment," and them thinking in their heads, how is this even going to work? So from both sides, as a mom and as a dentist who treats neurodiverse kids and adults, I've learned this. There are only 3 ways this actually gets done successfully. And one of them doesn't even happen in the dental office. Hey, I'm Genevieve, mom to an amazing autistic child and voice behind the Autism Parent Guide. And I'm also a dentist. And when it comes to treating autistic kids in the dental office, the question isn't, how can we get through this? The question should be, what's the best treatment option for this particular child? So let me walk you through 3 options when it comes to dental treatment for kids on the spectrum and when each one actually makes sense. Option 1 is freezing the tooth, or as I like to call it, putting the tooth to sleep. This is the standard approach in dentistry. But one thing that is often overlooked is that language matters, both from the dentist side and from the parent side. Saying words like needle, shot, etc. can increase anxiety dramatically, especially for our autistic kids. I've seen some kids handle this well, but honestly, a lot of the times they're barely holding it together. We know the dental office is a sensory nightmare. And so usually the kiddos that are able to tolerate this, they have very low support needs. I use something called the tell, show, do technique. I tell them what I'm gonna do, I show them what I'm gonna use, and then I actually do what I said I was gonna do. This works great with autistic kids. Why? Because they don't like surprises. Predictability in this specific circumstance, it really matters, especially for our children. The pros, it's fast and effective. No sedation is required, and it works well with autistic kids that can tolerate treatment. The cons, it requires cooperation, full stop. Breaks down very quickly when a child has high anxiety or high sensory sensitivities. Even numbness can feel scary. I've had kids panic from the numb feeling, thinking that something drastically went wrong. If an autistic child cannot tolerate touch, has very high sensory sensitivities, or is very anxious, this is definitely not the starting point. And if your autistic child won't even walk in to the dental office, I've made a video on 5 tips that can help your child. I'll link the video above. Option 2, nitrous oxide, or also known as laughing gas. I use this a lot, especially for anxious kids and kids on the spectrum. And when it works, it can be a game changer. I've had kids who won't even come into the room who end up getting treatment completed under nitrous. But with any type of treatment, there are always pros and cons. The pros is that it reduces anxiety for the child. The child is generally awake during the whole appointment. They're just more comfortable, or as I would say, happier to be there. And it also wears off fairly quickly after the appointment. The cons is that it's a form of mild sedation. It's not magic. The child has to accept the mask that goes over their face. And if they have very high anxiety and won't even sit in the chair, this form of treatment will not work. But when it does work, it works really well. I use this when treatment is moderate. I know that the child is going to accept the mask and that we can finish in 1 or 2 dental visits. But if there is a lot of dental treatment that needs to be done, we need to look into the 3rd option. Option 3 is general anesthesia. This is when a child is put fully to sleep in order to get dental treatment completed. It's done with a pediatric dental team. These are specialists, and it's usually done in a surgical center or hospital setting. The pros is that there's no stress during the appointment. All of the dental treatment is done in 1 appointment, and it works really well for kids on the spectrum with very high anxiety, as well as those with high sensory sensitivities. The cons are that it requires a referral, there are wait times, and it's not done in a regular dental office. If an autistic child has a lot of dental treatment that needs to be done or has very high anxiety or very high sensory sensitivities and just cannot tolerate care in a regular dental setting, I will often recommend referral to a pediatric specialist, not as a last resort, but as the right plan for the child. So in summary, there are three main options when it comes to dental treatment for our autistic kids. The first is just putting the tooth to sleep. And like I said, this usually works best with autistic kids with very low support needs. Option number two is nitrous oxide. This works well for kids that are anxious but able to create that trust relationship with and are able to tolerate the mask and have sensory sensitivities that are manageable. And the third option is general anesthesia, where the child is put fully to sleep in order to get dental treatment completed. And this works well for kids with very high anxiety, high sensory sensitivities, or a lot of dental treatment that needs to be done. Trying to push through the wrong option usually makes the next dental visit harder, not easier. There isn't one right way to do dental treatment for autistic kids, but there is the right approach for your child. And when you match the approach to the child, everything changes. Less stress, better visits, and actually being able to get the dental care and the dental treatment your child needs. If this video has helped you, hit the like and subscribe button and share it with a parent that might need it today. And I just want you to know you're not alone in this, and neither is your child. I'll see you next week on the Autism Parent Guide.